Hello and welcome once again to 7 Minute Sofa Yoga. In this mini series coming up, we are going to focus on the breath and our breathing apparatus, where I will guide you forward so that you'll gain a greater understanding of your breathing apparatus and breath in general. It's very powerful. It contains oxygen, and if you draw it into a larger scale, you can get oxygen pumping all around your body, replenishing you, revitalizing you, and giving you an overall increase in your general health and well-being. So without further ado, this session today is all about connecting in and finding out a bit more about your breathing apparatus. You're on your sofa, you're comfortable, whether that's with your feet still on the floor, knees bent, sitting back, resting at the back of the sofa, or you might prefer to have a cross-legged position, even a lotus position. If you are a fully fledged practitioner of yoga, you might choose lotus. Whichever position you choose to begin with, you then want to have that feeling of lift about yourself, both internally and externally. It's great to make space, especially in the torso. No more of that slouching, slumping, crushing down feeling. You want to pick yourself up and sit tall. You might like to close the eyes. By closing the eyes, you're going to be able to turn your view inwards, and this will assist you in really getting to know and using the mind's eye to see inside yourself. Every time you breathe in, you draw breath in through the nostrils. Sometimes there's a lot of mouth breathing, but to begin with now, let's always try and breathe in through the nose. Your nostrils house a filtering system that warms, moistens and cleans the air that you take in before they reach your vital organs, your lungs and your heart. If you continually breathe in through an open mouth, you're going to be taking in cold, unfiltered air, and this over time can lead to coughs, colds and other dis-ease. So breathe in through the nose. And if you struggle with breathing in through the nose because of blockages perhaps, then just gently allow that nose breathing to come into play. Don't force any breath in. Just try and allow it to take place, because the blockages will be within the villi in the nostrils. The villi are tiny hairs, and there's billions of them within both left and right nostril. And they they're the sieve that hold all the pollution, so that doesn't actually go inside you, into your lungs and then your heart. So the villi play a very important role in your nostrils. You breathe that breath in, and then imagine that from the nostrils it connects at the back of the throat. And the air travels down the back of the throat, around the esophagus and down the windpipe, and it travels further down until it breaks into two tubes. Now these are known as the bronchi. One tube leads to your right lung, the other tube leads to your left lung. And as that breath is drawn in, your diaphragm pulls down. This allows for extra space within the torso. And your chest expands, your rib cage opens. So the lungs are pulling in the air and they fill up from the bottom to the top. So in through your nose, take the air in, eyes closed, watch it travel up through your nostrils, connect at the back of the throat, the pharyngeal area, travel down the throat, the esophagus, past the larynx and the pharynx, further down the windpipe, the trachea, and breaking into the bronchi, and then rushing into your lungs, inflating them, filling them from bottom to top. And at the top, just hold for a pause before now noticing the returning breath. So your lungs begin to empty from top to bottom, and the air swirls round and pushes back up the bronchi, meets at the windpipe and around the trachea, passing again the pharynx, the larynx, and up at the back of the throat, the pharyngeal area, and exiting. And it connects it out through the nostrils or out through the mouth. So take the time now to have another round of breath. In through the nose, down the back of the throat, down further, down, 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 splitting into the bronchi, entering your lungs, filling them from bottom to top. Take an extra sipping at the top, and then observe the exhalation, the exiting breath, emptying from top to bottom of the lungs as the lungs shrivel, and they then go to like what prunes look like, very shriveled, pushing all the air out, and it exiting at the back of the mouth. So this is a very simple first introduction to the breath. We're going to come back for the next 7-minute sofa yoga session, and then take one step further into your breathing apparatus, incorporating the heart and how it pumps the air around your body, the rich oxygenated air, which will travel through your arteries and your veins. We're going to look at that in more detail in the next session. See you then. 7 minutes sofa yoga. No excuse not to do it. You've got the time. You know it's good for you. See you soon.